Hi everybody, it's Jessica, the Dollhouse Curator, and welcome back to the Curated Dollhouse. So today we are here for another Mayhem video. So I posted a quick video yesterday on 2 additional projects that I had been able to get done from my Mayhem list. And those projects were my sewing crafts and wall art. So I was really excited to get those marked off my list as of May 20th. And for those of you who don't know what the Mayhem Challenge is, it is a challenge that I issued to all of the doll community on YouTube to make a list of 10 projects that you know you have neglected in your dollhouse and focus for the month of May, the month of Mayhem, on getting those projects completed. And I have been working all month, and I have been posting videos to take you on the journey with me as I go through my Mayhem project list. And I thought it was a really great challenge to issue because number one, it was a personal challenge, so you didn't have to make any content or take any pictures. Number two, we know we neglect projects and let spotlight projects steal the spotlight projects, take over when we're working on something. And three, I was getting overwhelmed with the amount of projects that I had said I was going to do, that I was hoping to get done, but it never seemed like I was able to get back to. So we are at May 21st, so I have officially 10 days left in my Mayhem Challenge, and we are 5 projects in. I have other projects that I am working on currently, and my final 2 projects for the month would be my donations and my organization. So I am hoping that I am going to be able to get all 10 of the projects completed off my list. But today's video is just kind of a little bit of a recap of what we've completed so far and a little bit of an additional information on the video that I did yesterday, because I only was able to do a short, quick little video yesterday, and I wanted to be able to give give these projects their just due on what I have been able to create. So if you want to join the Mayhem Challenge, all you need to do is comment hashtag DC Mayhem 25 under any of the videos that we do this month regarding the Mayhem Challenge. We have 10 days left in the month of May, but since this is a personal challenge, nothing is stopping you from committing to take the next 31 days, make a list of 10 projects, and to work on getting those 10 projects completed in the next 31 days. So as I said, today is going to be a little bit of a recap. So our very first project that we got done for our Mayhem Challenge, we completed on May 4th, and that was an on-screen craft. So for the on-screen craft, I used the Barbie You Create packaging to create a fantastic closet for my dollhouse. We did set it up for our guy dolls because we are in the second year of the guys and we were starting our spring season. So officially that closet was made for the guys. However, I love that project. I think it turned out so good. I will post in some pictures. I will post in a link to the video so you all can go take a look at that, and I will have some pictures posted in our community tab to attach with this video. The next thing we got done was our display shelves. So I took you on a tour of my display shelves that we have in our bedroom with with a lot of the dolls that I have loved over the years, some of my earliest ones from my collections, and as we've continued to go through, some of my favorites from the collection. I also showed you my shadow boxes that I did for my dolls. So it was a challenge figuring out how I was going to be able to display my littles and my preteens. And I wound up getting some really nice shadow boxes from a garage sale, and I hung them up in my living room on the wall and put anywhere from 8 to 9 dolls in each box. Yes, 8 to 9 dolls in each box, and I absolutely love how it turned out. It looks really good. It is the dolls on display, but with a little elegant twist. Our next project that we got completed, was our sewing. No, Oh, was the selection of our spring guide. I'm all off. It was the selection of our spring guide. You all helped me with that. So we went through and we chose from 4 guys out of my collection to replace my Leto doll from last year to be this year's representative for our spring year of the guys. Thank you for all of you who voted. We got 73 votes by the time I turned that off, and I only expected to get 32. So that helped me get another project completed, and that is propelled me to keep on moving through. And I really do think the guy that we picked, which was my Jake doll, which you will see here in a minute, was a great representative for spring, and especially to replace my Leto doll, who is my absolute favorite Ken in the house. So for those of you who are unaware of what I do for the guys, so last year I decided I was going to focus all of 2024 on my guy dolls, and we went season by season and chose a guy, did some spaces. We set up restaurants and barbershops and fashion houses and toy displays and all of this stuff for our guys. And again, we went season by season, and every season we wound up doing a closet. And we decided at the end of the year that we would continue that tradition into 2025, and we started the year out really strong with my Devon doll, which y'all will see here in a minute. And my husband created me a beautiful restyle closet to go with it. So seems like regardless of what we do, when we do our guys, we're definitely gonna be doing a closet to go with it. And then for spring, you all helped me choose our spring guy, who is Jake for this season. And we have that beautiful closet that we did for the Mayham challenge to go with that. So our next 2 projects that we got done are wall art. So I created some really nice wall art for the Rainbow High Dollhouse space, which is another Mayhem project that I am working on. And I completed some sewing crafts. So I showed you in that video yesterday some crazy fabrics that I chose at the very beginning of the month because I wanted to challenge myself not only to get some sewing done, but I had promised myself and my doll collection that I was going to try to make some more jackets for my guy dolls. And the fabric that I was using initially was denim, and it did not work well with hot glue. It got to be too bulky. I couldn't get it to sit right. So for Mother's Day, I bought me a sewing machine, and I had decided prior to Mother's Day that I was going to be breaking out my needle and thread, doing some hand sewing, and getting some jackets done for my guy doll, some clothes in general. So I bought the craziest fabric at the beginning of the month so that you all could keep me honest during the month of Mayhem, and I could show you that I was working on sewing crafts because you know I got that crazy fabric during the month of May. So we got those 2 completed yesterday, and we have a few more on our list. So what we still have on our list, I've already mentioned, or have I mentioned, because this is the second take of this video. We have organization and donations that are also on the list. I won't be looking at finishing that until the end of the month. That way I can go through, get everything organized, get stuff pulled out, get ready to donate, and then just knock both of those out in kind of one fell swoop to mark those off at the end of the month. We are currently working on our Rainbow High house. I have done more content on that Rainbow High house during the month of Mayhem than any other. We have added lights. We have done redesigns on our rooms. We have added artwork. We have added knickknacks that we have found at garage sales and thrift stores. So it is coming along really well. And I am also setting that up to be a little display for dolls as well, but it will also be the setting for our Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month setting. So we are also working on that. That is not a Steal the Spotlight project. That is a thank you to someone who sent me some dolls. But I have learned a lot this month. So initially I thought, oh, well, I'll just throw this together and put something out there. But as I started researching, I started to really understand what these Heritage Months are all about. So I have decided I'm going to take my time. I have some really nice things already set up and some really great ideas that I want to continue with. So I will be doing that video towards the end of the month as well. And it has been really fun to learn so much about different cultures so that I can at least do it respectfully for what I am wanting to do. So that was Rainbow High House. We also have our greenhouse. So I did a temporary version of my greenhouse and it just sat and sat. So it is a project on my Mayhem list to get that completed. I am thankful to say I am finally working on that as well. We have pieces out that have been spray painted today and are out drying. And the next thing we need to do is glue all of that together, let it dry, and reset it up so that it is permanent in its greenhouse-ness. Yes. It still will be semi-permanent because I won't be gluing in my desk organizers. I won't be gluing in my paint stirrers that I'm using as the shelves, but the structure itself will be permanent so that way I can use it as kind of a mini diorama for other things that I may want to do. We also need to prepare for summer in the curated dollhouse. So we have our retro diner up right now. It will not be coming down, and I am not looking to prepare for the month of Mayhem for summer right now because we will not officially start summer until July. But I do want to make some notes and go through my collection and start pulling out the necessary items that I know I'm going to need for the idea and get those set aside. So also that I can finish working on my organization without all of that stuff getting put up and organized, and then I have to deconstruct everything that I've done to make it look nice to pull out the stuff that I will need for summer. So that is what I will be doing for our summer curated dollhouse space for the Mayhem Challenge. And that is it. Yes, that is it. So our final big projects that we need to complete is our Rainbow High space, which is, I'm going to say 70% done. Our greenhouse, which is right now, I'm going to say 40% done. I do need to glue it together and put all of the pieces in so I know what it will look like. But until it's glued together, it's nowhere near even halfway done. And we need to get the notes made for our summer dollhouse so we can pull out what we need before we get to a major rehaul on the organization. So that's it for what I have left. So basically 3 projects, not including the donations and my organization. So I am excited, and with 10 days left in the month, I think I am going to do this. I already feel that I have knocked this challenge out of the park because I have touched some things that I normally would not do, such as actual sewing machine sewing. I have done some really nice crafts on video with you all, which is something that I'm a little hesitant to do sometimes. And I committed to getting these projects done, and I have distinctively been working on that all month, and I have not let other spotlight projects come in and steal the spotlight from what I was working on. So today, I will not be going over the wall art. You all will get a full look at the wall art when I take you on the tour of the Rainbow High Dollhouse, because that will be the next video that I do on that space when it is completed. We are at a little bit of a brain freeze on what to do with our blue room with that beautiful curio cabinet and what furniture to use. So the other items are coming together, the other rooms are coming together, but I'm still kind of struggling on that one. So we're working through that. So the next video you all get will be a full tour of when that is complete. But today I do want to walk through the outfits that I showed yesterday in the video that was really short, because I want to do these outfits justice and give you a little bit of a closer look at them. So I mentioned that we chose 3 of the craziest fabrics that we could find at Dollar Tree in hopes that it would be kind of cool to know for sure that I was making these outfits this month and challenging myself during my Mayhem Challenge. So our first fabric, I do love this one. I really do. I call this the Jungle Cat fabric. It has some kind of cat on it and some foliage. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was definitely crazy to work with. And each of these fabrics we did create a full outfit with. Our second fabric is the bees and the beehives with a little bit of red flowering on it. I love the bold colors in this one. And it just seemed really, really unique. And again, it was a crazy fabric. And our last fabric is the toucan and parakeet. I'm not even sure if those are the right birds that are on here, but I kind of loved it. And I also love this kind of more of the background of the black and white with the brightness of the birds. So I decided to see if I could make outfits for my guys using these fabrics. And I do believe that I was successful. So the first outfit I'm going to show you is on my Devon doll. So this is our model that we chose for the winter of 2025. So he is in the outfit that I made. So we did pants and a jacket. And for this jacket, I tried to do less of just my basic jacket pattern and more of the piecemeal to make it really nice. I was working with my sewing machine, and this jacket turned out really, really well. So I'm going to show you some of the areas that I love. They have a little bit of stitching here on each arm where you can see. There's also a little bit of stitching right across the top that I was able to do. The sleeves are nice and the right length, and we have some nice threading right down there. I was able to get the print of the cat right on the back and it be bold enough to where it stands out but not cut off. So I was very proud of myself with this jacket. I also put a nice little collar on it. So you can fold the collar down, but I actually like it standing up, and it does work better standing up. And the pants were really nice. As you see, he has on some high top tennis shoes, and the pants fit around the shoes really nice. So I was very proud of myself with these. But I will not lie to you, I did not work on everything consistently as I went through. So these pants fit really good without having any kind of waistband or closure in them. So I didn't add one. I put some hems in, but I did not add a waistband, and I didn't feel bad about that. But this is my absolute favorite jacket that I made out of that crazy fabric. I love the way I was able to piece it together and really have the design stand out on the back. And I think this looks really, really nice. Everything I'm going to show you can fit a buff, a regular, and a tall can, because my dollhouse has been blessed with the new tall can. Yes, very excited about that. The tall can body for sure. And I was able to fit that in as well. So that's the next thing we're going to go to. But I think this turned out really good. And again, this is actually building the jacket from scratch, putting the pieces together, the back, the sleeves, making sure I had all of the theming where I wanted it. So I think I did pretty good with that. Our next fabric, I'm going to go to this one. So for our two cans, I used my tall can. So for this one, again, I did not put anything up here to close it off. The pants fit really good all the way around on the tall can. And I was kind of worried about them coming up a little high watery on this one, but it didn't. It fits really well at the bottom. I think I did really good with a little bit of this pattern matchup. It is not perfect, but for the craziness of the pattern, I think I did really good with the placement with the two cans on display down here. But it was the jacket on this one that gave me the blues. So for this jacket, I tried to do my normal little jacket pattern because I could not get the fabric to work with trying to put the birds on display like I did with the jungle cat, because where the birds were, I was eating through so much fabric, and when it didn't work out, I would have to find another set. So I decided that finally we were just going to do my basic pattern for this jacket. But for this one, I did a little bit extra. I put some elastic in the sleeves. The elastic did kind of work to suck up some of the space so that it's not as long as I wanted it to be, and I initially templated it out to be. For this jacket, I also put elastic around the neck to make the collar, and I think that fits really well. I actually love it, and it lays really nice in the back. And I also put elastic at the bottom of the jacket so you get a good fit. And even though I didn't work as hard to make the pattern on the jacket stand out, it actually worked out pretty good. And we have one of the birds right here on the sleeve on showcase. So I like this one too. It turned out really good. And I really like the fit of these. The jackets will need some additional work, but for trying to work with that crazy fabric and my sewing machine for the very first time at this level, I was very proud of what I was able to create. And in the curated dollhouse, I'm gonna be honest, we are like the 5 heartbeats. We learn to use whatever it is that we do. So if a sleeve is wonky, we're gonna put that sleeve behind the back and we're gonna use the other arm and we're gonna keep on stepping. For the bee fabric wound up being my absolute favorite. So it was the first one that I tested some pants on. So I wound up making 2 full outfits out of that one. So I have one over there that pants don't have a hem in it. The jacket is kind of not as good as this one I'm finna show you. But I wound up making 2 of these, and each time I think I got a little bit better with what I was doing. So these are the pants. I think they turned out really good. And I think either direction, because there's no front or back on these, not the way I made them, I think it still looks good. And I love all of the beehive yellow and the green and the red. Looks really good. For this jacket, I did an inside collar. It looks really nice. Again, I have elastic in both of these sleeves and on the bottom, and just a little bit of extra design right here on the edges so I could cover up my raw edges. And I did that on this jacket and another one I'm going to show you in a second, because on some of the other ones I cuffed it in, or not cuffed it, I hemmed it in and it looked really nice. But then I had the idea of just adding a little something extra so that maybe I can put some Velcro on it or some snaps later on and you actually be able to close it and it looked really good. The sleeves on this one, again, I did not learn my lesson because this was the first one. So these sleeves are a little bit short as well, but not as bad as the tall Ken, so it works a little bit better. But I was very proud of myself. I really was. And then after I got those 3 made, I felt a bit more confident. So I went into my real fabric stash. And I spent last night and today working on 2 additional outfits. Now these were tests. They look really good. Again, we the 5 heartbeats. We definitely gonna use what we did. Sorry, had to pause. But as I said, we're like 5 heartbeats. We're gonna use what we do. So we are going to be using those. But since I felt a bit more confident with my sewing skills, I decided to work with my real fabric and see what I could create and how good it was going to turn out. So I spent yesterday evening and a little bit of this morning working on a couple of different outfits. So I have not only another Ken set, but I also tried my hand at making a dress for my Barbie. Not only my Barbie, but my curvy girls. So first I want to introduce you to Jake in our real fabric outfit. So these are pants and a jacket that I made. As you can see, sleeves are not wonky, collar is laid. The patterns are put together very well. So yes, using these fabrics was a little difficult because you can't always match up the pattern perfectly, but it does really help your eye get used to kind of what you need to do. And I think these pants came out absolutely amazing. I did a little bit more tweaking after I got my pattern done so that I could get a little tighter leg on these with my sewing machine. So I have figured out how to do that. I am using my absolute favorite Barbie looks boots for this. And I think these kind of tighter leg pants look great with it to fit in there. For these, yep, I did go ahead. I put, oh my goodness, I put elastic in the waistband. I also had elastic in these because by the time I did my first one, then I went to the Jungle Cat, then I did the toucan, then I came back to the bee fabric. So by the time I got back to the bee fabric, I had figured out how to put my elastic in the waistband easier. So these do have elastic in the waistband. They are hemmed at the bottom, so I'm very proud of myself. And then I went to work on doing a better pattern for my jacket. So this checkered fabric was wonderful because it helped me really be able to figure out my pattern really easily, because I could count squares to make sure everything was going to line up. I did the collar on this one as a sew-in collar like I did on the Jungle Cat. I did the elastic in the sleeves like I did on the Toucan and the bee fabric. I added the extra little lapel on the outside of the jacket like we did for both of the honeybee fabrics. And for this one, I also did a double cuff at the bottom, because when I initially cut this, I did like it, but it was a little too long. So I cuffed that in and then did a double cuff at the bottom. So I think this turned out really good and really makes the inside of this area look very clean and crisp. So yes, I feel really excited today about what I made for last night and this morning, about what I made for the guys and what I have learned over the last couple of days that I have been working with my sewing machine. So again, I got my sewing machine Mother's Day. So kind of since then until now, I've been working with it and trying to figure everything out. And I think this has turned out really good. So this looks so good today. I decided I wanted to test my hand with some girl outfits. Don't really make too many girl outfits. I don't. Most of the ones that I have made have been out of hot glue and just some random fabric that I had. But I love this fabric that I used for Jake, and that was some of my real fabric. And they have a new doll coming out. Can't remember the name, Anna Suze or something, I believe it is. She's like a fashion designer. But I kind of loved her outfit and vibe that she had on that doll. No, I will not be getting the doll. But I had that plaid fabric, and I thought it would be cool to try my hand to see what I could get for my girl dolls. So we took Miss Claudette today, and I made this cute little dress for her out of that same black and white fabric. So for this one, I got real adventurous to start with. So I did my basic pattern, got my sleeves hemmed up, and then I got my edges hemmed up. And then I decided I wanted to see if I could do a little bit of an elastic waist like this one does, but not the whole way around the dress because I didn't know how to do that, but just in front. And I sewed some elastic in here to give it just a little bit of a snatch, so it wasn't just a big old sack dress like they usually do for our curvy girls. And it worked, but it didn't work. So there are two pieces of elastic in here because the first one I put in did okay, but I didn't pull it tight enough as I was sewing to give it a real spring back. And then when I did pull it tight enough on the second go round, I didn't take out the elastic from the first one because I was worried that I would ruin what I had done. So it does have a little bit of a clutch to it here in the front, but it is not exactly what I would have wanted. I did put some Velcro in the back, but to tell the truth, the dress really doesn't need it. And I will probably adjust the Velcro later on so that I can use it for my regular made to moves and my tall dolls as well. But I love this. Oh, and right around the top where I did my collar, this is not a collar, but where I did my neck hole, I did a little bit of different kind of stitching up there to keep that from fraying. Didn't turn out perfect, but I figured it was good enough, and I was using black fabric, so it worked. But I think this turned out so cute. Also, I did get me a secondary Claudette because I absolutely love this doll, and I wanted to see about cutting her hair. As you see, she has a cute little short fro. I didn't cut it and make sure everything was even. I just kind of chopped it in this circle, so I still have plenty to work with if I want her to have a longer hairdo. But I love it, and I adore Claudette on a curvy body when I did the unboxing for the You Create kits for kit number 3. So I ordered a second one so I could have another tall body for Miss Handsome, who I have found has grown on me. And she looks best on a tall body, in my opinion. And I wanted a plus size body for Miss Claudette here. So I ordered me a second one, and I think this turned out absolutely adorable. I absolutely love it. So this was what I made today for my girls. I've been working on this last night and finished it up today for my guys, and I think this turned out great. I am feeling more confident with my sewing machine, and I will be working again to see if I can get this dress a little bit better. I want to fix the elastic in the front because it did not turn out exactly how I wanted it, but I know what I did wrong. And I would like to make me a longer version of this dress, and one of this dress just long, and one with shorter sleeves or no sleeves in this kind of same template that I made this with. But I think this turned out really good. And if you look like all the way around, the stitching looks pretty even. It's not perfect, but it looks pretty even. The sleeves are even. Even this part that is kind of messed up, you still see that it works for the dress. I was very proud of myself. Very, very proud of myself for this. So that is all I have for you today. I wanted to do these outfits justice, and I couldn't do that last night because it had been kind of a little hectic week. Today is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We are 2.5 days away from my youngest son graduating from high school. I am very excited. I can't believe that my youngest is about to graduate and my oldest is getting ready to move out. So I am truly about to be what they call an empty nester. I think I'm going to lose my mind. I have no clue what I'm going to do if I don't have to wake someone up for work or for school, or somebody has forgot something and I got to jump in the car and take it out there at 10 o'clock. And I don't know what I'm going to do. But maybe that's why the universe has now decided to bless me with Marjorie, which is the name I gave my sewing machine. It's a nickname I used to annoy my mom with. My mom's name was Margie. And whenever she would get a little sassy, I would be like, okay, Marjorie. And it would annoy her. So I named my sewing machine Marjorie. But I'm thinking, well, maybe that's why the universe has now blessed me with Marjorie and kind of given me something to do so that I can spend that time sewing a little bit instead of worrying about being an empty nester. But I'm really excited. And you all know, since the oldest is moving out and the other one's getting ready to go to college, I'm going to be able to get my own doll room. So I'm really excited about that. I haven't made any notes on it because I'm not actually sure right now, since it did dawn on me that both of them would be leaving, which room I'm going to want. I'm kind of thinking the oldest one's room because it has the prettiest window in it, and I love having a window in my workspace. But the youngest one's room actually has a better closet for storage and more wall area, in my opinion, for the way I would want to set my stuff up. So I don't know. But anyway, ain't nothing saying that come June, I won't move into one and then in August change my mind and move into the other one, or just spread out because we will have the space. Okay, I am rambling. Y'all know how much I love to talk, but I am really excited about the outfits and using the crazy fabric. But I have jackets, so we were able to make 4 jackets. We did get a jacket out of the toucan print that wound up looking like the Theo or the Denise and Theo shirt from the Cosby Show. Yeah, the Gordon Gartrell. Somebody put it in the comments. And I don't know what went wrong. I really don't. I thought I had left it out. Oh, I did. Yeah, this is the same exact pattern that I tried to use for the Jungle Cat. And it turned out so bad. Oh my goodness. The sleeves were puckering. The collar, like this part didn't lay down. I had to take it apart 2 or 3 times. My sewing machine went crazy with the thread and just was like giving me all of this extra thread. I did figure that out later on. It was user error, of course. But I was like, whoa, dude, like I had a great little pattern over here. What happened here? And I think this was, as with Denise on the Cosby Show, this was overconfidence and lack of experience that led to this. So I'm glad that I kind of put this off to the side, stepped away from it for a bit, and then gained my composure and came back to it with a clearer head and got some really nice things. And not only got some really nice things, but I learned each time from each little wave, from doing the collars to doing the elastic to putting the edging on or doing hems in the front. So by the time I got over here to what we made for Jake last night and today, like, I think it turned out absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. And I will be creating me a little base pattern for my jacket so that I can ensure each time that I can get, no matter what fabric I'm using, not just the checkered fabric that you can kind of count and make it a little bit easier for yourself. But definitely. And I am so thankful to my Froggy Stuff for creating that PJ pattern for the pants, because that was a lifesaver, because pants was the one thing I was really, really scared to even attempt to take on. Okay, I said I was going to stop rambling, and I went right on through the talking. Thank you for visiting the Curated Dollhouse and enjoying another Mayham project completion video with me. So again, we got our wall art and our sewing crafts marked off of our Mayhem list, and we are working on our 2 other big ones, the greenhouse and the Rainbow High Dollhouse. So make sure to like, share, and subscribe. But if you don't do any of the 3, make sure you leave us comments and let me know what you think about our sewing crafts that we did using our tall, our buff, and our regular can. And again, all of these patterns can fit any of those. And what you think about our outfits that we did after we did all of our testing with our crazy fabrics. Once we felt a bit comfortable, got through those, tell me what you think of the outfits that we made for not only our Jake doll. This will definitely be going, all of these are going into the closet, but this will definitely be a highlight for the spring for me, for Jake. And what you think of our little makeover that we did on our secondary Claudette doll, and the cute little dress that we made her today to match. Okay, so we will be back another day with another Mayhem video. Y'all enjoy. Until later. Bye, y'all.